All right. Good morning, everybody. I have returned. Welcome, welcome. Let me make sure. Okay, that is working. Boy, that looks really weird. Okay, there we go. Music's down. Volume's good. You guys can all hear me good? Audio sounds good. It's been a few days since we've done a stream, so we missed Friday's stream, we missed Dungeon Protocol Saturday stream, and we missed Sunday's stream too, so I gotta go back through and make sure everything's working correctly. Looks that way. Hopefully y'all can hear me. It looks like it should be coming through fine, but you never know. Hey, Ghost Asperilla, are you home today? Hey, Sage is here too. Wow. Look at all of that. Look at all the peoples. Look at that. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I know, right? A big cheer. I'm excited about that. Thank you, Sunny. Yeah, so I'm at work. I got you playing in the background. Nice, nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate all of the background playings and watchings and listenings. Even if you just mute me and just have it in the back, it helps. I like it. Okay, so if y'all didn't know, we were just talking about just a second ago, but this weekend, I had my first convention that I went and set up at, so that's why Friday, Saturday, and Sunday streams did not happen this weekend. As you can see in our little video here, I'll bring it up bigger for everybody. I went to SnafuCon, and I got to set up my table for Artist Alley for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That was us right there, the little table number 25. So that's why I was gone. So I've got pictures, I've got recap, I've got a bunch of things that I can talk about and say about all of that went on this weekend. I was figuring on doing that a little bit before getting into artwork and doing those things. But yeah, that's kind of the idea and the plan. So freaking cool, dude. Share the deets. I want to know, right? Yeah, I'm excited. It was super fun. And then we can talk about setup stuff as well, Sage, as well. That was my plan for the day, so. Okay, where's my video at? There we go. I'm gonna pause this because I want to go back. So, for the past, I went back and looked because I could see all of my past passes and stuff that I bought. Here in Reno, Nevada, there's a small group that has, I think they started off as a college club, and it kind of spawned off and grew and developed into its own thing. It's called SNAFU, the Sierra Nevada Anime Fans Unite. And every year they've been doing a convention, and sometimes it's been at the Grand Sierra Resort Casino, because they have like a little ballroom and stuff that you can set up in. But the past couple years, it's actually been at the Reno Sparks Convention Center. And it's the big convention center. I'll show you guys. This is the big picture of it here. Scrolling across, it's huge. Like, they have a massive amount of space. Where's the little map of it? Ooh, I don't have the map there. That's fine. I can bring up the other map. Dun, dun, dun. Story time. Yeah, this is going to take a minute, so stick around for all of the story time stuff. We'll bring up Canva for the moment. We'll drop some photos in there. once I can find them all. Where is my big convention map? So it's been something that I've been wanting to do. I kind of like joked around about it for years and years, being like, oh, wouldn't it be crazy if I had a booth at this convention and stuff like that. It was just me playing around kind of idea, never really taking it seriously. And what happened is I am part of their Discord group, and when their announcements come up, I usually go in and I register for the convention because you can get in early and get a discount on the tickets and stuff like that, which is really, really, really nice. Oh, you know what? I think I already have it in here. Uploads. Here we go. There we go. This is the convention center. So they have huge hallways and stuff like that. Hall 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like, these are gigantic rooms. So currently they're using like Hall 3 right here for soccer tournaments. So they had kids coming in and out all day, going back to this one for soccer tournaments. They also had, what's that? Not bocce ball. What's the new sport that everybody's like super into right now with the paddles? Crap, I can't remember what it is. Anyways, they have that set up in one of the other halls, and then they had a ski event. Pickleball, yes, they have pickleball courts set up in these ones, and a huge ski event that was like buy and sell, trade, ski, snowboards thing that was going on Hall 1. So like this whole convention center is just full. It's huge. No, not table tennis. Big pickleball was the one I was going for, but you are correct. That is another sport that has a paddle and a ball. Yes, I should have specified a little bit better. But across the street here, they have a cool sky bridge that goes to the Atlantis Casino Resort. So it's actually connected to the convention center, which is really nice, especially for people that are coming from far away if they want to stay and then go to the con and stuff. But we were down here in these A rooms, this A section. So they actually had events and things all set up throughout all of these A rooms. So A1 through 6 here, that was converted into a giant hall because these are all temporary, like little walls here. So we had the whole space here for Artist Alley and vendors and all, and the main stage and all that stuff. And then panels, gaming rooms and stuff was all on the outside. Registration was there as well. Do I have... I don't have that one. I do have this one. This is another... Here's another 3D-ish map of the halls of the convention center here. It's a really cool place. Like, it's a big event kind of thing. Like, it would be cool if this SnafuCon got bigger and was able to do way more stuff and have a bigger hall, but it's pretty good with what we've got so far, which is nice. And here's the full... Here we go. You guys can see the cool little aesthetic out there. The Reno Sparks Convention Center. Welcome. Cool little modern-esque style outside building there. But yeah, so that's where I was this weekend. And that started on Thursday when we could go in and set up our table and stuff. And then Friday was our first day, and Saturday and Sunday. So let me go back to my pictures here. I had better pictures for some stuff. Where did they go? I swear I'll get to the good stuff here shortly. Oh, there it is. Oh, I saw it, but my thing's sliding around all over the place. No! Where did it go? Oh my god. Apple, if you can please bring back the ability with the little arrows, so I can just click on the up and down arrows rather than having to scroll everything. Okay, there it is. There it is. We're gonna drag and drop some of these in here. Okay, so here is the layout of all the stuff that was going on. So as you can see, we had registration up in our left hand. Can I make that bigger? Can I make that bigger? No, I can zoom in. Let's just zoom in for now. Registration up here on the left, some panels, tabletop gaming, workshops, cosplay, e-gaming, second stage. But we were right here in the middle, right here in this artist section. So we had the huge, big vendor section here. All this set up for us, so we can go in and do all of our stuff. So this is Tyler and I packed up all of our stuff. I've been working on this for a little while, trying to get some products put together, get things set up, try to get all of my stuff planned out. So we got, let's see, do I have a picture of this? I don't know if I have a big picture of the entire convention or not, but here we go. This is our Thursday evening that we got to go in and hang out and start to get set up. You can see how big it is. We've got, I think there were 50 Artist Alley tables. So I got to be one of the 50 tables set up for Artist Alley, which is over here on the right-hand side. And then on the left-hand side, you can see these are all vendors. So these are all the retail people that can come in and set up their, they actually have like booth setups so that you could set up your little canopy or whatever. It's like an 8x8 square, 10x10 square that you could rent out and then set up all your stuff the way you wanted to with your tables and things like that. Artist Alley, a little bit different. They give us tables and chairs, and then you are confined to the space of the table. You can set up some things behind you, but you can't like put stuff in front of you or anything like that. So, which is fine. That all makes sense in the big scheme of things. But then people can walk up and down, and there's a little gap behind you where your table faces out and the people behind you, their table faces the opposite direction. So you're basically like back neighbors to each other. So you can reach across and tap somebody else who's vending on the other side of you and be like, hey, you got, you got a pen, or, you have that space between you two that you guys can like walk between or go in and out and stuff. So, which is nice. Big plate's real nice. Yes, it was very nice. So you guys also get to see some pictures of me, because I'm just going to throw some pictures up of me working and stuff like that. Let's grab some pictures. Do I have a picture of... Okay, yeah, I do. Okay, so we got to go in on Thursday, because that was not a day that people got to come in and purchase anything yet. That was like setup day, and that was like late at night. So we got between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. we could go in and get our table set up if we wanted to. And we kind of decided like we were going to go put the bulk of our stuff there, and then we're going to bring the product the next day and get everything set up that way. So we kind of did 2 trips in that way. Okay, so let's see. So here's part of our stuff. Supposedly we weren't allowed to bring in outside food into the convention center because they wanted, I don't know quite why. We were still trying to figure that one out, but we snuck some of our food in. Don't tell anybody. Shh, that's a secret. Because there was no way we were going to be able to last for the 8 hours, 10 hours that we were going to be there without having, some kind of foods and snacks and things like that. And sometimes they had their restaurant slash grill open, but like most of the day they did not have it open, which was weird. So it was kind of funky dory that way. So it was like, so you're going to tell us we can't bring in food and snacks, but you're also not going to have a avenue open all day for us to grab foods and stuff. So it was kind of weird in that way, but we made it work. We got it figured out. So, but here's some of our stuff that we brought in for the convention. Oops. I want to click on it. There we go. There I am. I'm getting ready, setting up the cart, getting the stuff ready to go so I can drag it into the convention so we can set up the rest of our stuff. That's me. I'm a Mario. Yes, I did wear my hat the whole time. And then we're off. There's the sky bridge. You guys can see that's what I was talking about with that sky bridge that connects the convention center to the casino. So they have a little walking bridge for people. So Snafu is a little bit more of a smaller con. So if you think of like Comic-Con or any of those big anime cons and stuff that happen, either like Los Angeles or any of the other big major hubs, it's very similar, but it's still very small in a lot of ways. Not well known. I think I was even like Sundere, who comes in here every once in a while to the stream. She's like, oh, I've never heard of that one. I was just like, oh, that's good. I'm wanting to help get the word out so more people can come. We can make it bigger and stuff like that. But yeah, it's still kind of still a small con, which is nice. And this was a perfect experience to go and test out and see. One, if me and Mrs. Tahoe, also known as Dreamer, if we liked doing this type of thing, if we could do the 3-day event, or what the experience was like and stuff like that. Test our setup or test my setup and see if that's manageable or if it's too much, too little, what we want to do. So it was a good all-around experience for a lot of those things, especially going in here at the very beginning. So we weren't sure what we were gonna see or what was gonna happen, or if we were gonna sell any books or do any of our stuff, but we figured we would try and have a good experience and meet some new people and see how it goes. Okay, so Dreamer has some videos on here, but I don't know if I'm gonna put those in quite yet. So once we got in, we found our table, found our spot. You guys kind of saw, where's that other picture? Okay, here's the other one. I'm drag and dropping all of these into my canvas so I can talk about them. Yay, there we go. So here's the other side. This is turning to the right and seeing all the rest of the tables and stuff here. You get a little preview. We are set up over here on the right-hand side, this little blue table here, but I'll show you the work and stuff that we put into it. I'll show you some close-ups here. But yeah, we found our table, talked to the registration people, got our badges for the weekend, found out what we needed to do as far as filing for taxes at the end. So there's a couple options for this kind of convention. So a lot of the other book events that I've done around in the area haven't really had any taxable things happen. Either if I've worked with a bookstore, they handle all of the sales, so they take care of all the taxes and everything. Or if it's like a small event, kind of like a outdoor farmers market, they expect you to do your tax stuff for it, but if you're not making a whole bunch of money, like the taxes is kind of negligible in certain respects, you can do certain parts of those things without it. So but this one, they required you either have a business license or they would give you a temporary one. So, and there's a lot of places that do similar things with that. So I was kind of nervous about that a little bit because I wasn't sure, like I don't have a business license, or I don't have any of my stuff is not set up as a business yet. So Sage, I know you're working on getting your stuff set up as a business and everything like that. I'm interested to see how your stuff goes and what you get set up for that, because I will have to cross that bridge at some point, but I'm still operating in the gray area, small creator space, so I'm like I don't have to do too much of that quite yet. So they gave us a form. They said, here's your temporary license through us. And you just have to bring it up at the end of the convention with your totals, and we'll figure out how much you owe in taxes, and then you just cut the Department of Taxation a check with that form, and then we'll file it for you, and you're good to go. So absolutely, brother, my knowledge is your knowledge. Yeah, we have to exchange back and forth all of this good stuff, so for sure. So that part made me a little bit nervous, because I don't like to fuck with taxes and mess things up and stuff like that. But I know this was one of those ones where I was to do this type of event. I was just like, okay, I gotta dip my toes in a little bit and see how this goes and figure it out. And if it's not too scary, which it ended up not being, then it should be a little bit more doable to figure out the next steps of some of this as we move down the road. So there's me. We're setting up our booth. So a lot of the stuff that I brought, I actually handmade or built all myself. So a lot of my setup materials, or I reused a bunch of old, like what I'm putting on right there are some photos onto some sheets that I had cut and glued to make this cool shape that kind of makes a little window for us to sit underneath, which is kind of cool. It's a Tahoe. It's a me. I get to do that because I'm part Italian, so that's fine. But I built this little structure here out of an old canopy that had broken years and years ago. I had the poles from it. So if you guys don't know me, I tend to take old things that are broken and beat up from the house that we've used for years, whatever, and I'll recycle like 90% of the materials. I'll break them down. I'll figure out, oh, these have extending poles. I can use those for something. I'll store them for a little bit and then make them into something. And this was one of those instances where I had all of those poles from a cabana that I was able to fashion into a structure to put all my stuff together on here and get my banner put up. So a lot of the stuff you'll see throughout these pictures and stuff is all stuff that I made and built myself too. So okay, so that's a me. Let's see, grab another photo here. Here's a bigger one. You can see a little bit more of all of this stuff here. We've got one side. So what we did is we figured out, we should take some pictures from our real animals. We'll put them up next to the characters. And that way people can associate and see where these stories and stuff have come from. So that's me putting them up, working on getting all of the stuff set up here. You can see my spinning shelf over on the right hand side there a little bit. A little postcard stand, little business card holder, and this other little phone charger, phone charms stand and stuff like that. Doesn't look like much yet because we're still in the process of putting everything up, but we did some work. We got there. Let's see, that's the next one.
Sunny_Ruthbet the assistant.
Oh, which reminds me, thank you, Sunny, for reminding me. Let's start our next challenge, because I know you guys all like doing those challenges. So we should have our special treat for Sora. That one's done. Let me complete that one real quick. Hold on. And then we'll keep going with our breakdown here. Mark as complete. Confirm. Haha. You have done it. Huzzah. Cool. So now we have our special treat for Patch. And we can check on him and see if he's in his little stand. Oh, yeah, there he is. He's just hanging out. He's just a sleepy little guy. Just hanging. Thank you, Sunny, for putting in your points. I appreciate that. This is his days. This is our 19-year-old kitty. This is Patch. Just hanging out. Just sleeping. He goes between here and the water bowl, like most of the day. Just doing his thing. Buried his face down underneath. But yeah, so back to our convention setup here. So that's me putting that together. What's next? I think Dreamer's. I would have to ask Dreamer if she let me put a picture of her up there. She might be in some of these pictures regardless, but. So that basically covered our Thursday evening, getting our basics set up, getting our badges and stuff like that, figuring out how all of this was supposed to work, getting the lay of the land, all of that good stuff. So that turns into Friday morning. We get up early so that we can go in and park in the parking lot. So there's a couple things we tried to. On Friday, we were able to get to the convention early enough that we could park in their parking lot for free. So that was good because then we can bring in the rest of our stuff nice and easy. And then Saturday and Sunday, they started super early with their ticketing, so we had to park at the casino and walk across because it was we didn't want to pay the parking fees and stuff like that. So, but let's see, we brought the rest of our stuff. Get rid of this guy. There I am again, working on getting the rest of our stuff set up here, trying to figure out our setup. So when I had originally put together all of this stuff, I had a 6-foot table in the garage, and so I had planned out for a couple weeks and months, how everything was going to set in there, built some new shelving units, built some other different pieces and stuff like that to make it all look nice. No, thank you. We do not want your viewers. Appreciate it. Goodbye, my friend. So, but when we got to the convention, they actually gave us an 8-foot table. So we had a little extra space to work with. So we didn't have to scramble or anything, but it gave us a little bit more room to spread out a little bit and add a few extra little pieces that I had brought too, which was really, really nice. So I do like plan for a 6-foot table and then have a little extra stuff just in case they give you 8-foot table for the wiggle room. Yeah, exactly wiggle room. Sunny. Yeah, it worked out really, really good. So, and I don't feel like it was too busy. I think I have let me see if I have a picture of the finished setup. I do. Okay. I think the other part of this is that we were working hard trying to get everything set up and do all this stuff, and even during the convention, chatting with people and chatting with our neighbors, our booth neighbors and stuff like that, like we kept forgetting that we should take pictures so that we can put up on social media or have a catalog of what we did and stuff like that so that we can share with people. So we have some, probably could have done more, but it's okay. I get to talk about all this stuff instead. So here's pretty close to our final setup here. We've got my little banners that I created and printed out through my Printify shop. We've got books all set up here in the middle. We've got our postcards. We've got all of our little characters up and around with our banner there. That's me and my shirt, my Stitch Tail shirt. Bookmarks, this little caddy over here with a bunch of stuff in it. We were allowed to have candy because it was Halloween on Friday. It was also Nevada Day on Friday, which I know for people that don't live in Nevada, we actually have our holiday on that day. So Nevada here. So all the schools were off and stuff like that. It was cool. It was nice and fun, but cool little setup here. And then this little blue box over in the left-hand corner that actually has an iPad in it. I like an old iPad. Like it still has a 30-pin dock connector setup. But like you literally can't do anything on it because it can't download any modern apps. But I was able to figure out a way to take my videos that I make, like the corner video here, these weekly videos that I put together. I was able to take those and text message them to that iPad and then put them into a slideshow so that they could rotate. So people could see all of the cool stuff that I've been doing over the past 2 years through those videos and stuff like that. So that was a cool little extra fun thing that I figured out that I can use a 20-year-old iPad for that has no real monetary value or purpose anymore. So I got lucky with that one, which was fun. Let's see. All right, I'm giving up the ghost. We're putting Mrs. Tahoe in there. Here she is. So you guys all get to see Dreamer now. Even though we have showed her up on stream too. But, yep. There's my partner. There's my trouble. Right there. She helped get all of this kind of spread out and figured out. She also put together all of the earrings and stuff that we had to sell. I did the bulk of the making on all of the stuff, but yeah, she helped with the beadwork and putting things together. So I've got some pictures of that. I'll show you all here in a minute as well. But yeah, our little setup there. Thank you, Sarsaparilla. All right, what is next on our pictures here? More videos. I've got pictures of my daughter too, because she came in her costume. Thanks to Sarsaparilla for that one. Yeah, let's look at some of the stuff that I've got. Bring those pictures over. So I wanted to have, since I've been doing all the book events recently, I wanted to have a little bit more trinket items to have at this anime convention. So, because most of the booths around, they have all kinds of different things. They have magnets, they have hanging, all charms, all kinds of different things. So I was like, I want to be able to have some cool stuff like that. I know it's going to be more centric towards like my art style and the things that I've created around my books and stuff like that, which is cool. But I don't have the capital stuff to be like, oh, okay, I need like 500 pins, or I need 1,000 of whatever it is that could be coming out, acrylic keychain, things like that. I'm like, I don't want to go that far. I want to make some stuff myself. I want to hand make a bunch of stuff and then see what the response is, right? Like I want to test the waters, see if there's interest in these things. If there's not, if there's, go with and see if they resonate with people in a lot of different ways. So I'll show you, here are some of the magnets and stuff that I made for the convention. And if you've been following along on any of the social media stuff that I've been doing, I posted that these were shrink plastic that we then coated with resin and turned into the magnets and a couple of the other things. So this was just me testing out to see, one, what type of product, what quality of product I can put together on my own, just in case like manufacturing and stuff is out of the question, or if a lot of stuff that comes manufactured comes from China and stuff like that. So if that's going to be funky dory for a while, I was like, okay, so what are my other options? What can I actually produce and put together myself? So a lot of this was experiments with that, and I posted about those. But these are the finished products of what I had come up with that process. So, and I was quite happy with how they turned out. They were pretty good. So, but I put together this little section on my spinning rack here for the magnets. So each one, we had extras left over, but I had one Gundam one that I put out there. So, but most of the rest of the stuff was centered around the book stuff that I have going on. A couple Halloween ones, especially for Halloween Day. Those actually sold. Actually, I think I sold out of all of the Halloween ones. I think I still have some of this other stuff left, but the Gundam one sold, the Halloween one sold. That one was a one-off, so that one is definitely special and rare in that way. Those are kind of cool. I did put together some like phone charms as well, because I wasn't sure if those were going to be a big thing. We only sold, I think, one of these, so maybe these are not as popular an item anymore. So same thing, shrink plastic, all hand cut and then clear coated with resin myself. And then we bought little keychain pieces to put onto them to hold them. But I got to have a little bit of fun. So some of the stuff is like character work stuff that I've done. And then I actually put together, if you guys watched any of the previous streams, we had our Kirito and Asuna characters. So I was able to put together something real quick and get those produced and up for sale as well. So, and look, Sunny, our ninja's on there too. I made one of the ninja. It's a little guy. He's on there as well. So, let's see. I think I got pictures of the earrings, I think too, but we also made some, what are we, keychains? We tried to make some keychain items too. There's some of our Asuna and Kirito ones. There's the ninja as well. Just kind of a bunch of different ideas, trying to see what did and didn't work. And I do have to say, like, we did sell at least one of everything. What was totally the most surprising was the magnets were really popular. I wasn't sure was going to be popular. The stickers and stuff that we had there, those definitely went pretty good. But the magnets sold really, really well, which was very surprising to me. Shoot, do I not have pictures of the... Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to pull a video for this next one. I don't know if it's gonna like it or not. Nope, I don't like it. Move the trash. Why is that? Oh, because I have to take it out of here. Okay, this is the dumb part. Okay. I need to take it out. I need to put it there. It's gonna take it a second. In the meantime, while that's doing its thing. So that was our Friday. So Friday was a little bit slow. So we tried to figure out, because it was Halloween and it was Nevada Day, there was a bunch more events happening around in the area. So we think Friday was definitely slower than even the vendors that had been to this convention, like, over the years a bunch. Even though, like, yeah, this is definitely way slower than what it normally is. So the combination of having the convention on Halloween and on Nevada Day, that one we think definitely contributed to not a lot of people coming in on Friday. Saturday was definitely a very busy day, huge day. Sunday was a little bit slower, but definitely not as slow as Friday was for sure. Okay, so I got the video ready. So y'all get to see our little setup, and we'll go through each of the little... Hold on, I want to pause that. Can I pause it? Yeah, there we go. You can see our little setup here of our photos of the animals. Down here, this is early before our setup, so I don't have our videos running quite yet, but we've got our link to our Twitch going on here. We've got candy, a little informational packet right here on the left-hand side that I had set up. We also had a little, because our main character here's name is Buttons, we had a little bowl of, oh, that was weird. We had a little thing of buttons. I think Dreamer kept calling them good luck buttons. They're there. Little good luck buttons that people could go through and pick one out if they wanted to. Lots of people did, which was surprising. But we got our postcards here with our envelopes. We also had some coloring sheets in the back too, just in case there were kids that came by and they wanted a free coloring sheet I put together. Got our social media links there for Instagram. There's our charms, which we talked about a little bit already. We got our books set up here with books 1 and 2. And then we also have up on top some business cards. So I have a special setup for my business cards where I didn't want just the cards. I wanted it to be a little bit more fun. So I made these business cards to have stickers that are in them as well. So you can actually take out these like 2x2 stickers that are inside there. I can bring it up closer. So like it's got the business card, and then the sticker has 2 little cuts on the top left-hand corner, the bottom right-hand corner in the card, and then you thread the sticker through and it just holds it. So you can give those out, and then people have 1, a free sticker that they get, and 2, information about your stuff that you've got to show to the world, either your website or wherever you want to send people to. Got those. Let's see what's next on our... Oh yeah, so this was one of the items. So I had brought this box to just kind of hold everything, and when we were like, oh shoot, we need more, we've got 8 foot of table, we've got room for something, we're like, oh, let's just use this box and put the product in there, and we'll just have people, they can walk up and look and see what's in there, and they can pick things and items out of there. So that ended up working out really, really well. So, but here you can see we've got our tower, spinning tower here. We've got all of our stickers down here in the bottom. And then Dreamer's going to spin it for us. And we've got some more of our, these are pins that I had made out of the same technique that I actually made little backing cards for and stuff like that, so that we could display them kind of in a cool way that way. Some more different little stickers down here on the bottom. But yeah, keep spinning around. And then here's our earrings. These are all... So I made the little characters, kind of like all of the charms and stuff. And then Dreamer figured out all of the gems and stuff to put together for the earrings and stuff. So that was definitely fun. All kinds of different little expressions and fun stuff. Little spirits there. We had some bats. Some bees. I think we sold out of the bees too. And here's some of our photos on the other side. There's buttons. So I highly recommend, if you are going to go through and have something like this, the funnest thing that we got to do is, because we had pictures of our animals up, people stopped just to look at them and then talk about them and then show us all of their animals, which was the funnest thing. So like I really want to play into that way more and be like, yes, if you have animals, please, 1, tell us about them. 2, if you have pictures of them, yes, we do want to see them. No doubt about it. Like, not even a question. Like, I was told in Dreamer, I was like, I need to make a sign that says, you see our animals, now show us yours, or something silly like that. Like, no, this is, we want to see them. So that was fun. The amount of thought and work you've done is incredible. Oh, thank you, Sage. I really wanted to like, this is my experimentation with it, kind of like your experimentations with your book binding and stuff right now, right? Like, I know you've got a lot of resources and trying to figure out like the truly professional way to put everything together, which is good. Like, I like understanding what the process is that you want to get to and doing those things is great. I was actually excited to hear on your stream today that you went and got just normal paper and started putting together your samples and stuff like that, because it's like, okay, cool. It kind of validates the stuff that I'm doing too, where it's like, do the samples, make them as good as you can in that space, and use them, test them, see if they work, if they fit really, really well. Like, if these really took off and people were really happy with them, it'd be like, I'm going to do the rest of them like this. Maybe I won't go to acrylic keychains or anything like that. Maybe I'll just keep doing them this way. So it was one of those things, like, I wanted to try it, but I wanted to have a variety of different things. So the only way to do that was to make them myself and be able to make small amounts in that respect. So it was good. It was a good learning experience, good all around for all of the things. So let's see, what do we have next on our docket here? We had a lot of really fun interactions with people. We had a really, really, really good time. Talking to people coming by and even talking with our fellow booth mates around us and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. But we had lucky because Sarsaparilla was there for this part, so these are her photos. So thank you, Sarsaparilla, for the photos. I'm gonna share your photos here. But we actually had some fans come up to us at the convention, and I'll tell you this story. I'll try to make it brief because I'm being really long on a lot of this, but we were hanging out and we weren't sure if the books were going to resonate with people, because it's like, yes, they're in an anime style, but a lot of people go to convention and stuff looking for like the characters that they've connected with through shows that they've seen and stuff. So it's like, I don't know, we'll see. And this family was walking through, husband and wife and their 2 kids, and they stop in front of our booth and they're like, we know this from somewhere. And they're thinking like, we have this first book. And we're like, really? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, we bought it somewhere around here. I don't know what's going. And like, they were trying to figure it out. And I was like, well, we do have my books over at the Thistle and Nightshade bookstore on the north side of Reno. And like, oh yeah, we went there and they had a section and we bought the first book there. And I was like, oh, well, thank you, I appreciate it. And my wife is like, Dreamer's like, oh, and this is the author of this book. And they were shocked. They were like, what? Like they had seen a celebrity or something like that. And they're like, oh my God, you're the author. Oh, what happened? And they started just like, so this crazy interaction then happened where we got to talk to them, and they ended up coming back the next day and purchasing the second book. And they actually went home, got the first book and brought it so that I could sign it for them and stuff too. So, oh my God, it was so priceless. Like, this is the best interaction that I've had. I mean, like, and I've had awesome interactions, but this one was just like, I don't see myself as like a huge thing, but it was really, really cool to just be like, they were so excited about it. It was so cool. So we got to talk to them a whole bunch, and they bought some other items and stuff like that too. But it was really cool. That was definitely the highlight of the weekend for sure. Was getting to meet some fans that had purchased our book from a different location and came back and had me sign both copies, which was really, really cool. So that was fun. That was really, really fun. So yay. But we got to talk to a lot of different people at the same time. Let's see, what do we got? We got 2 minutes. I can throw in I can throw in another picture here. Daughter, I should get permission from my daughter as well, but I'm going to do it anyways. So, daughter came as well, and she dressed up in her costume, so she came as a jellyfish. Because the theme for the entire SnafuCon was under the sea, so she thought of a really cool idea and made her own cosplay costume of a jellyfish, and she brought it to the convention and hung out for a little bit. So Ghost Sarsaparilla brought daughter in. This is Dragon Girl. It was really, really fun. We got to see her walk around, and people gave her all kinds of cool compliments because it fit with the theme of what was going on. So I wish she could have been there on Saturday when they actually did the cosplay contest, because I think people would have liked that a lot. But she had other birthday parties and stuff to go to, so she was out and about. But no, it was cool. Got to see that while we were talking to people and stuff like that. So it was really, really fun. Confident little bean she is. Yes, she is. And that's me. That's me being a silly goose back there. Look at that. Look at that goober. That's Tahoe. There you go. Yes, Sage, I'm wearing jeans. I'm sorry. She got so many compliments. She killed it. I know, right? She did kill it. She did a good job. She's such a good bean. Look at it. Okay. We've got more photos to show here, but we are about 30 seconds out from our first ad break. So we're going to switch over to our live assistant cam. Oh, he's still there. He's just hanging out. And we're going to let it hang out here for now. And then once the ads are done, we will come back and we'll keep talking. If you are subscribed to the channel, you guys get a little extra one-on-one. If you would like to, and we can talk a little bit about different stuff if you want. But yeah, stick around. We'll be back after these ads play, and then we'll keep going. We'll keep talking about stuff and get to doing some work today for sure. Yeah, if you have any questions, Sage, let me know if there's anything else you want me to ramble about. I can definitely give you anything else that you're looking for, too. Big learning from me today. I really appreciate you sharing the process. Oh, you're welcome. I just ran to grab something to drink real quick, but... Hey, there we go. There's some ads. Oh, man. That was lots and lots of fun. Did I say no stretch? No, I said stretch. I'll do stretch. I did some stretches. So I did some stretches before I started to stream too. I was like, I've been sitting at a table for 3 days, for the past 3 days. Ugh. I'll do the stretches. Ugh. Oh my God. I'm getting old, Sonny. This hurts. What the hell? I do have to say we weren't the oldest people there at the convention. There were definitely older people there. Feel the pain? Yeah. I'm feeling the pain. Do it. I'm doing it, I promise. I swear to God. I'm not just making up. I might have to tell it to do the text-to-speech. I can hear when it happens. Just a little guy sleeping. Laying it out. Yeah, definitely need to do. We kept doing, we would sit for a little bit and then we would stand for a little bit and we'd sit for a little bit and stand. I try to do that with the stream where I stand for most of it, but like remembering to do the stretches in between is really helpful. I want to break back into having more, like I'm way more flexible and agile nowadays compared to when I was doing construction. But I definitely want to keep going on that, keep pushing on it a little bit. I don't know if I can do like workouts or anything like that, but I also need to start doing walks with Dreamer again too in the morning times. I got a lot of things to do. All right. We'll give it a little bit just in case those ads run a little bit long. Because I'm not sure. So ads are a little bit interesting on Twitch, where sometimes they'll end up short, sometimes they'll end up a little long. It just depends on which ads they choose to put on to your channel for those things. Just kind of depends. But it was a good enough little time break there. I went and grabbed something to drink. Did some stretches because Sunny made me do some stretches. And now we're back. We're back. Yeah, Sage, if there's anything that you have questions about, feel free to throw them in here and I will try my best to ramble about them, because I know you were talking about a bunch of different stuff at the end of your stream there as well, and had questions about different things. And I don't know if I have all of the answers, but I feel like you should almost have a round table at some point of either having people onto your stream, or do like a co-stream or something like that, where we can pitch ideas or mess around with different ideas and talk about different things together or something like that. Or you can bring on guests to do little conversations with as well. That would be cool. I would like to do that too at some point. Like to have other author guests, author illustrators on to do little conversations with. That would be fun. Oh, I did find my pictures, damn it. Okay, so where did we leave off? Oh, I have pictures. Okay. I have... This was Saturday morning when we came in to set up. So like most people, when they go to the conventions or they set up, in between, they put cloths over their inventory so that nobody can just walk up and grab things, or they put them over top of their entire stuff. We kind of did similar to that, but I have to be everywhere super early because that's just me. That's in my anxiety. So like we were one of maybe 5 or 6 tables there set up or ready to go way too early in the morning time. But it was nice to go in there, and it was quiet, and sometimes they would be doing practices up on the main stage of things that they had going on, which was kind of cool to hear. But you can see like next to us, there was a table with all of these prints. So it was a husband and wife combo, and the husband did all of the prints, the big prints there. And they set up this huge curtain rod kind of structure, and it held all of the prints. So you could walk up and be like, oh, I really like that print. and then you could purchase it, and you could either buy it by itself or you can buy it in a frame, and the price would differ. But on the table, they had glasswork. So that was the wife's thing that she did. She turned anime stuff or movie stuff or popular items into glasswork. So little trays, little incense burners, and all kinds of different things. So that was a cool table to set up next to. And then our other table to the left here had all kinds of different like D&D dice towers and figurines and a bunch of different anime styled stuff in there as well. But that's an interesting thought. We should chat about that sometime soon. Between the two of us, I'm sure we could build meaningful points of discussion for a group, right? I feel like there's definitely a possibility with the people that you have in your channel that come by your stream and stuff like that, and that you talk with and that you work with, that there's lots of opportunity for guest days where you just bring people on and talk about different things. And then it doesn't even have to have a real it doesn't have to have like a theme. It doesn't have to have a real whatever. It could just be like shooting the shit kind of things, being like, what are you working on? Or what do you got coming up or whatever like that? And they could ask you the similar things, be like, Sage, tell me the truth here. What is actually going on? What are we doing here? What do we got going on? Give us the dirty details behind the scenes. Those are the questions I would ask. So maybe don't have me on. I'm just saying. I'm going to ask for the deep stuff. That might be a little harder. There's mold in the wall. So that's our setup on Saturday. I took pictures of the bigger... Let me see. I can grab both of these real quick. Lol, no, you can't escape that easily. Ah, damn it. I'm gonna join the... If you do set that up and you have me on as a guest for some reason, I'm gonna say that for some reason. I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna intentionally... I'm not. I'm joking. I'm messing around. I'm gonna go in though with the heavy hitting. I want to know the deep secrets. I want to know I'm gonna have to do some research. I'm gonna have to find some sage deep questions that I want to ask. That would be fun. Okay. Back to convention things. All right. So I took a couple pictures of like, this is the final setup here. These are some of the vendors here on the left side. There's Artist Alley. By this time, like being able to take a picture of everybody that's doing something there was way too hard because everybody's setup is tall and they've got walls and little setups all over the place. So I just took little bits of pictures where I can. All kinds of different things. I was impressed by how much people like these are just all tables, but they've got some pretty big setups that they put together around in here. Like, this is crazy. All these like wire mesh connector pieces that they zip tie together and make into like all these different little products and stuff all over the place. It's really, really cool. Like, it's impressive that people do this and then pack it into a suitcase and then take it and jump on a plane and go somewhere else and set it up somewhere else. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I took a lot of time just to get my setup together, but I knew I was going to be able to throw it in my truck and drive it to the location. Can't imagine like the people that fly around or ship their cargo around to different places and set up these like every weekend or every couple weekends or something like that. The one setup here, these people next to us, they say they do 30 conventions a year. and they lug around all of this glass work and all of this print work and stuff like that to 30 of these conventions, and they drive to all of them. So like they have to get all of this stuff to Denver and to California, not so bad, but across the country and everywhere else, they drive to all of those and set up. So like they were impressive to me in that way. Like they do a crap ton of events across the year, and he was retired, and she had a job doing some stuff online, and that's just kind of what they do. They travel around and go to conventions and work on glass work in their free time and do prints and stuff like that. It's really cool. But yeah, that would be insane to do 30 a year. Even just doing this 3-day one, I could definitely, I think Saturday we figured out was a 10-hour day. So we showed up at 9 a.m. in the morning and we left at 7 p.m. And we didn't really leave the hall. It was me and Dreamer. We just hung out, talked to people, did different things, had lunch there. We didn't really leave or go anywhere. We walked around the convention and looked at all the different stuff, but we didn't really do the couple next to us. They would swap out. So one of them would be there for a few hours, and then the other one would come back and swap with them, and they would rotate throughout the day kind of thing. And that's a good system, you guys, and it works out great because then, you're not tiring yourself out a whole bunch. But it was kind of cool having Dreamer there and being able to play and have some fun and do different things, and we could talk about different stuff while we were there hanging out. So it was kind of cool. But this is the other side of the convention, and you can see right over there, that's where the prints are for our table mates next to us. But you can see how big these and elaborate some of these tables are getting, where they're just tall as all get up, and stuff like that. So if you are thinking about doing any type of vending or artist alley or anything like that for your stuff, or even farmers markets, go to your local ones and see what the things look like. Try to figure out what kind of stuff you would think you would put together for your table. And I would definitely highly recommend like experimenting on a setup at your house by yourself too, and see what kind of things you could put together and make work and stuff like that. Doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to be crazy. Like I said, you saw my setup and it looks really nice, and I did a good job on it. But like I said, I'm also a maker in that way, where I can cobble together a lot of different things myself, or I've got wood and lumber around that I can fashion into just about anything that I need to. So 90% of the time, Dreamer's like, "Oh, you should get these." And I'm like, you know what? Give me a couple hours, I'll make that. I don't need to pay for that. So, and then I get to do my thing where I can figure out how to dual and use the stuff that I make in cool and interesting ways. So the stand right here to our right, this little cabana, they actually had boba stand in there. One of my son's friends, his parents own a little boba stand, so they set up in this corner, and they had snacks and boba and all kinds of fun stuff there too. So that was cool. Tried to get my son to come down for the convention, and he said no. That's okay. Let's see. What do we got next? I'm being really long-winded on it. Oh, I do have a picture of the video thing. Aha! There we go. So there's our coloring pages that we had. There's our Twitch channel, and there's my little video box. So just something fun and different to use up the materials and the spaces that I had. But hopefully people thought that was interesting and cool and got to see a little preview of some stuff. like I said, just trying to figure out how to use different stuff that I have available to me. Let's see, what else did we do? Oh yeah, we had some lights too. Let's see. I had some lights hidden back behind the books too, so they look a little bit more fancy. There's just some fun different things here. Like I said, wanted to play and see what I could figure out and do different things with. We also had some people come by and give us some little plastic ducks, little mini ducks. So we decided we were going to name them. So the duck on the left here, the name is Just D, and that's J-U-S-T space D-E-E, Just D. I don't know why Dreamer came up with that one. And then my duck on the right here is Jimothy. So Jimothy and Just D were our little mascot ducks that we were having fun with for a little bit, that somebody brought by and dropped off for us. Just fun little things. We also got a little 4-leaf clover pin thing that somebody came by and dropped off. So I actually wore that on my hat for all of Saturday's convention because I thought that was funny. And I didn't know what else to do, so having fun, messing around, doing different things. So we also had, when we had some downtime, I had some cards on me just in case anybody might notice these cards here. Look familiar. So for anybody that carries a backpack, or even if you have a vehicle, whatever, I highly recommend just go out, grab a deck of cards. Could be a cool deck of cards, could be just a random, just any gas station deck of cards, whatever. Just throw it in your backpack. Throw it in your car, truck, glove box, whatever. You never know when you need a deck of cards or when it will come in handy. Just saying. Just a little word of advice from me. I've used these more than enough times to get the worth out of them for sure. Let's see. We're rolling down on our stuff. See if I can talk for another hour just about this stuff. Meet. There's our convention badge. That's me, Tahoe Enemy. Look at that. Okay, so the last thing that we did, they actually had, and I don't know what ended up happening. We didn't get to go to they have a charity auction at the end of the convention. And Dreamer and I both decided that we would donate a couple of our books to the charity auction so that they could hopefully make some money for the community. Let's see. Each year, our philanthropy team partners with a locale non-profit to support through a charity auction on Sunday before closing ceremonies. This year's proceeds would go to special needs community of Northern Nevada. Their goal is to improve the day-to-day lives of those with special needs through social activities that allows members to enjoy them regardless of what makes them special. So we thought that was a cool thing, so we donated one of each book, which they hopefully were able to auction off and make some money on, and put that towards special needs. Since I came from that community, I grew up with a learning disability and stuff like that, so it only felt fitting to partially give back to some of that as well, especially since these books are kind of written for a lot of kids that struggle with reading and stuff like that. So I thought that was a good meeting of the minds in that way. So we did that. Hopefully we'll get the results of the auction here in the next day or so. Hope so. I'm not sure or not. What other photos do we have here? What did Dreamer get me here? She took some sneaky photos of me too. I didn't realize she had done that. Okay, so we only have a few left. This is me working out on the front, trying to get some of our stuff reorganized and set up here before our day started. Sneaky Mrs. Tahoe with her photos. Okay, goodbye. And then our cleanup for the weekend on Sunday. We got to hear the closing ceremonies and got to do file our tax stuff, and then got all of our stuff cleaned up, rolled up, taken down. We got it all to fit in one cart run, so luckily we were able to pull the truck up and throw everything in there and then head on out pretty easily. But yeah, so all of our packed up stuff. And there's the end of the con. Everybody cleaning up, getting ready to go home. But yeah. So there you all go. That was our adventures in 3-day conventions. That was the not abridged version of this story. You got the long, tedious version of this story. Oops, that did not work. There we go. And we're back. We're back over here. So yeah, we had a good time. We learned a lot. I would love to do it again. I think even hearkening back to some of the stuff that you talked about today on Stream Sage is the performative stuff and the chasing of trends and stuff like that. Like I was happy with what we had there. I was happy with what we were able to accomplish there. I think a lot of people that came around were excited that we were there because and this is no shade on anybody or anything. I think we were just enough of in the bubble of the anime realm, but just enough different that we gave people a different option of things to look at and talk to and have there kind of thing. So it seemed to be the sentiment that we picked up as people was like, we really love this idea that you've put together, and it's just enough of in the box and out of the box. Like people kept coming by like, oh, I could pick this up for my niece or my nephew, or like this is it kind of fit that bubble really, really nicely in certain aspects. And then any families that did come by, we had, like I said, Mrs. Todd would give out our coloring pages and stuff for free. So even if they didn't buy anything, whatever like that, they still the kids had something to do or hold on to, or, you know, like it was cool to kind of be able to hit all of those different spaces and feel like we were not only being successful for ourselves, but participating in bringing some happiness and some joy to people just across the convention. So it was really fun, and all of the vendors and other artists there that coming by and talking and stuff like that was super, super fun. I think for me, doing social stuff like this is a little bit harder. I'm definitely like, my niche definitely is here. Like I can do artwork, I can do a lot of stuff on my own in my own space. So by myself. So to get out there and be the face of the things and stuff like that is a little bit harder. So it was definitely nice to have Dreamer there too, as well, to help back up part of that, and have a partner there that not only supports it, but she gave up her weekend to come and help and work. And I see it as we did some work over the weekend but had fun doing part of it and stuff like that. And but we weren't there to like try to sell and make a crap ton of money, or I wasn't even there really to make my money back. It was more about the experience and the learning, and I have something new to put onto our, the Stitch Tales website and say that we did that event as well, and it's just adding more to the repertoire of things that we have done, which is really, really good to have as well. So, but connection with the community and things like that, definitely all pieces of it too. So, but overall, I would say I had a great experience. I had fun. I would definitely do it again. Hopefully next year when it comes around, we can apply again and get accepted. We'll see how that goes. Some of these conventions can be not necessarily hard to get into, but there's more competition year after year, so it just depends. But yeah, it was fun. I'm excited. I want to figure out some more stuff. I want to create some more items to have and stuff like that. We were talking about maybe doing. I have an email into an event that's supposed to happen closer to the end of this month. We'll see if I get picked up for it or not. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure, but that's the hope and the goal is to keep doing fun stuff like this and meeting more people and getting the word out there. We'll see how it goes, but yeah. Okay, enough about me. I guess it's all about me because it's my stream, but that's okay. What now? What to do now is the question. What do you want to know, Sage? I had so many questions. I was like, when you were doing your stream and talking about different things, I was like, I desperately wanted to just call you and be like, this is all the stuff that I know about different things. I want to talk about all the stuff. You're talking about, oh yeah, you gave me a really good inspiration too. When you were talking about your panels for your Twitch, the little panels underneath at the bottom, about adding an information thing about the ads, I like that idea. I think I want to steal that idea, if that's allowed, if you will let me steal your idea. I want to make a little graphic to put on there that tells about how I want to run ads on this channel, or how they are handled here on the channel as well. I like that idea. So a little panel that's down there that just has the breakdown of how the ad times work. This way people can kind of predict, be like, okay, so if it just says something along the lines of, I will be running 3-minute ads every hour. There will be that's the break time, where I pause whatever I'm working on, and when it comes back after the ads, then I will continue working and talking and stuff like that from there on. Just kind of like break that down and put it all there in a spot so somebody can read it as well. I think that was a smart idea, so I really like that. So I'm probably gonna steal that. What the wording is I'm gonna put on it, I have to work on that a little bit. But I also came up with, so when we were doing the convention, I did the little donation for the charity auction that they were gonna do. I started thinking about Twitch and what I could do, what stuff I can use on Twitch to kind of, pardon me, I've got the hiccups. What I can use on Twitch to do something similar. So I know we can set up, like, there are lots of charities that you can connect with and have their little stuff connected to your streams and stuff like that. But I was like, I wonder if there's a way that I could put something together where people can help donate towards a goal that I set up, whether it be through Twitch or through Ko-Fi or something along those lines, where I set up a goal and be like, okay, I have 2 books. I have book 1 and book 2 that I would like to donate to either a school or a nonprofit or something like that. Find a place where I can actually donate my books to, and then if people want to donate to the fund of getting those books to that location, something like that. Like I want to figure out a way to help push get books into the hands or into places of or into the hands of people that need them and want them in that way. Because I thought about maybe doing like a giveaway or something like that, and I was like, yeah, that's all right. I could do like people could pay some money or whatever to put their name in a hat and they could possibly win a prize. I was like, yeah, that's all right. But I would like the donation thing better, because I'm always trying to figure out ways to donate my books to different libraries or schools or anywhere I can they can be helpful and useful in a lot of different ways. So I'm gonna play around with some of those ideas and see whether or not they're gonna work or not. I don't know. We'll see. Fun things. Have to figure it out. I also have to figure out where I'm gonna open up my first Sage Make store over here in Reno, Nevada. I gotta find a location for it. I'm gonna be your top seller. I think I gotta work on with that as well. I'll put my stuff up in the corner, but it'll just be mostly Sage's stuff that I sell. I'll be the West Coast branch, if that works for you, Sage. So you make all the products and I'll just have the storefront on this side of the country. In worst case, we'll set up a little pseudo shop over here too, and we can make stuff here too. I'm playing. That would be funny. Okie dokie. Oh, that was a lot of talking. I'm out of breath now. Sometimes I feel like I ramble too much. Do we need a little bit of quiet time for a little bit? Just some music quiet time. I've got too much to do. I can't sit and not do anything. I did get some, you know what, let's open up book 3 real quick. I want to look at some things. So, as y'all have seen from previous videos, since we've been off for a little bit, you may not have seen it lately. This is our current forecast on book pages. We are currently like 1 page away from potentially having all of book 3 pages started. Page 18 has been kind of a booger. It's not been very cooperative. But I came up with this idea last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. This concept, and I kind of threw it together, and I showed it to, this is Tahoe, also known as Dreamer, and she kind of really liked it. So, context for this, we can go in here. So we're working through our pages here. We have our main character talking about all of these boxes, and all of a sudden one day this new one shows up, and it's very different than any of the other boxes he's ever seen. And he goes through this, introspective spot where he's trying to inspect this thing and be like, what is this thing? What was happening? And then it starts to move. So more inspection and more movement. more inspection, more movement, and then we move into the stages where we're actually getting towards our reveal of what's actually in the box. And the concept for this one is what if our second character, who is going to be showing up here, what if it's a point of view from his perspective, looking out of the box, like looking out of one of the holes of the box, and he's watching this other cat do all these weird things, and like he's like, that's kind of the setup idea. I like it. She liked it a lot. Dreamer liked it a lot. I kept being like, something not. I don't know if I like how this is super dark like this. But I don't know if it flows. I kind of like, I like the idea that it's this cool perspective change. Because as soon as our second character comes in, everything's going to change a little bit. Because compared to the first two books where everything was focused on our main character Buttons, like here, our Patch decides he's going to talk to our reader for the first time. He's going to stand right in front of you and be like, "Hi, I'm Patch," and he's going to introduce himself. And Buttons is going to be way in the background. He's going to be the non-main character in this scenario. So we're kind of introducing this idea of this perspective change in this, where we have a new sibling or new family member coming in, and that life changes a little bit. So like, I kind of like this idea that this perspective changes here a little bit, but I don't know if it feels too much or too harsh. Like, it's a cool idea. I don't know. Kind of toying it around a little bit still. Not sure how I feel about it quite yet. I also have the possibility of, let's see, can I move these? Should be able to move these. I can also break it up, because that's dots. This is these. I can make it into a split panel too, but I don't know what I would do on the other side. I kind of like it as a full page. I definitely need to do something different with him. Okay, so we don't need young Buttons. We need old Buttons. There he is. Okay. So let's change out that. This might work. We'll try it and we'll see what happens. Let's put that there. Which way's our page going? It's going that direction. Okay, good to know. Oh, also, I was thinking about it, Sage. Have you I don't know if you're still here and listening or not. Have you thought about maybe doing screen printing for your lines and stuff that you keep talking about for your pages and stuff? Have you come across that at all as a possibility? To get your white ink or gray ink lines and dots onto your pages? I was thinking about that. I've done some playing with screen printing myself and stuff like that, so I don't know if you had looked into that or not at all. I know you want to get the printer and stuff going as well. Oh, I'm thinking about it. Might be able to do a combo. Sure, there we go. Now I can see all the things. Sometimes when you have too much on a page and it's too big, it gets a little bit like, can't see everything, can't figure it all out. Oh, I think I remember the other thing I was going to do. I wanted to move one of these lines. Where is that at? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. No, not that. 18. I wanted to take this one off of here. I think I wanted to put it... yeah, that should be okay. I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit. Copy, let's get rid of that. We don't need that layer. It has to be a way to find out. Find it. A way to maybe open it. Maybe I combine these two. Maybe I don't need that one. So this is like creative rewrites we get to do on the fly here a little bit. Something like that. We have to grab the shadow. Don't have here. I have to work on 19 a little bit now. I was a little sad because we didn't have any progress on the book last week, but that was okay because we had I had a bunch of stuff going on with the con that it was like, okay, I can push pause on the illustrations for the moment and come back to them. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay to pause on certain things while they're in pivot and do other things. Like I could have just made this whole episode today about talking about the convention and different things like that, but sometimes, like, even when I'm working on these pages, I'll start on one and be like, nope, and then switch and talk about, like I said, convention stuff, or talk about something else, or I'll work on, I've got Christmas things that I gotta come up with here, or holiday items too. So like, it's good to have a couple different things that you can work on and swap to, especially when if your creativity is not all there at the time. You can jump to something else and work on it, and that usually fuels the creativity on the thing you were wanting to work on as well. So there's another tip of the day for everybody. These are tips of the day with Tahoe Anime, your number one source of tool tips and tippity tip top tip tips. I don't know. I do have to say though that doing that 3-day convention, especially on Saturday, that 10-hour day, I definitely could feel it afterwards. I could feel it by the 8th hour. I was like, okay, I've reached a point of normal, like my body's used to working for that long. The next 2 hours, I could definitely feel my energies going down. I was getting tired, more and more tired, and I definitely slept really, really heavily that night. But it's no joke. Like, if you think that setting up at a convention and being there for 8 or 10 hours is super easy, it's not by any means. It is a lot of work to be there and be present and interactive, and even in the down and the slow moments, like finding things to do so that you can keep your mental state up and stuff like that. Like it's a lot. Like it's quite a challenge, to be honest with you. And it's kind of crazy because there was a lot of different of the other tables behind us and stuff. I got to watch and see what they were doing, and there's a gal that we met. She was making dream catchers, so like she was in the process of weaving dream catchers while downtime was happening and stuff like that. Not a lot of people were there. There was a group behind us that they were actively like making pins. They brought their whole pin making set, their punch and everything. There's another guy that was working on artwork, doing drawings and sketches and stuff like that as well. So like it's one of them had a Dremel in there, and they had brought their own batteries and stuff like that, and were just using like crafting tools in the con, making new stuff while they were sitting there and waiting for people to come by and stuff like that. So like that's crazy. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of, it's not just a physical thing, like it's a mental game as well. You gotta I think Friday was a good starter. It got my body used to it, being like, oh, okay, this is the type of, I need to reserve part of my energy for these things and not burn myself out kind of setup, and so that I can last longer and have the personality energies for those moments when people do come through and talk and stuff like that too. So reorienting myself towards something new that I've never experienced before. So very, very different. Okay, so I think that's gonna work. Do I want to put, I thought about maybe using maybe using this bubble to like maybe putting this here. Reflect. Maybe having him like think about something. But I have to find room to put this in here somewhere too. Might have to make my shadow a little bit smaller here. Something that gives me more room there. But now this is being wasted. Or this should go here. I was thinking of like maybe I could put like a little toolbox or maybe some tools in here, some kind of graphic of tools like he was thinking about. That definitely does not make sense. A2. Put him down further. I'm trying to fit it into here and not, I was trying not to have it be inside of the box. I don't know. Have to play with this some more. I think definitely this needs to be there. Feels so empty. It's making me feel funny. I don't know. One of my pages do I have? Okay, I got the dots there. We don't get dots until, or the stitches for a little bit there. We're going to change 19 because we're going to add a piece there. Story stuff. Thinking about moving this over here and then combining these two somehow. I feel like we're close. Yeah, it's like right there. Something's there. Looks like we're coming up on our next break here in about 3 minutes. Just an FYI. I almost want to lit. I think I have an idea. Maybe I should break this into. Because these are 3 separate sentences. Let's see, goes that direction. Okay. Let me go ahead. I'm going to save these where they're at the moment. If you're working digitally, if you're working on a computer, make sure to save your work. Doesn't matter what it is, what's going on, save your work so you have it. So just in case something crashes, you don't cry under your desk like I do. That would not be wise. It would not be fun. No, why do you keep doing that? Okay, so we're about 40 seconds out from our next ad break, so I'm going to go ahead and swap over to our assistant cam. Aww, he's just hanging out. He's got his arms tucked in. Just kind of chilling. Just being. So we're going to pause right here for the moment. We're going to hang out with our assistant for a little bit. And we're going to take that ad break. And then when we come back, keep working on stuff for the next hour. Talking about whatever else what people want to talk about. And we'll go from there and see how the rest of the day pans out. But I will see you all on the other side. So stick around. We'll be back here shortly. What's our assistant been doing? Has he just been staring at you guys the whole time? Is he just looking at you? Sonny, I think he's looking at you. He's been looking at you the whole time. No, he's not frozen. He's just being weird. I feel like he's slowly getting lower and lower on his left side, on the right side of the screen. Like he's like purring, and he's slowly soothing himself down, and he's gonna just lay down. That's my prediction. I don't know if it'll happen, but we'll see. We could also check in to see, I don't know if Dog Friend is going to be out there or not, but she's outside somewhere running around. Beautiful. Beautiful day out there today. Light winds. Those fall colors coming in. Look at that, beautiful outside. We've got sunny skies all day, no clouds on the horizon. 0% moisture with a 65-degree temperature, high of 67, low of 44 today. That's our weather for the area. Let's go back and check in on our assistant. Oh, still doing his thing. That's the news and the weather for you for the day. I saw a chicken getting blown away. What? Where? There's a chicken where? You might have seen some leaves. No chickens. There might be some quail out there. Nope, just an assistant. Gotcha. Oh, you. Dang you. Always good. Always good to have you around, Sonny. Keeping me on my toes. God damn it. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Spoilers for anybody who may be joining us. We are working on book 3, so if you don't want to know what's going to happen, just mute the stream. Still watch, but mute the stream. You don't have to watch it. Just put it on in the background, like minimize the tab, but just have it keep going. I would appreciate that too. Yeah, it needs something else to make it. Do I need to pull in? So I spent some time over the past week working on, I put that there, working on some sketches for some more objects in the house. So these are the objects that I had made one day just because I needed to, I was just like changing over some sketches. I was like, I'll take some of these items and I'll put them into pages. And then this ended up turning into page just 28 by itself. So that was really awesome. But I want to take some of these items and I want to put them in the backgrounds. So let's get rid of 28. Maybe if I had something here that would kind of... That means I would have to establish part of that. Okay, so there's 18. Got all this blank space. Got that. That's fine. Thought about I should draw some wall plugs, maybe. Was one of the sketch ideas I'd come up with. Let me see if I have anything else. Hold on. During some of our downtime at the convention, we actually worked on some ideas too. So I did some sketches. Mrs. Tahoe helped come up with some ideas for some new products and stuff that we might want to carry for our next convention or next event that we're going to do. Came up with some other ideas. Yes, I don't think those... Well, I could put the little cat tree. That might work somewhere. I feel like every time I work on a new book, so when I did the first book, it was pretty straightforward. Like I had a pretty good idea of what the wordings was going to be, what the words were going to be, what the illustrations were going to be, and it was a pretty straightforward process. Like a lot of the stuff that you see that I'm doing now with the layouts and stuff, I didn't really do that for the first one. I kind of developed a lot of this afterwards. And then the second one, I started to planning a little bit differently. And now for the third one, yeah, it seems like every time I do one, I do it a little bit differently. This one's way more structured around the actual layout, where the other ones were a little bit more feel-based and like I'm building a bunch of stuff or sketching out a bunch of stuff that I could possibly use, whereas like the previous two books, I came up with the idea for each illustration on each page individually. I didn't have like a bunch of assets that I pre-built and then put into fill in kind of stuff. So I feel like that's kind of the process across most creative endeavors until you get a solid or you hit on a process that really works well for you or gives you sustainable results. You're just kind of like doing something different and new each time. And then once something takes off, then you're like, that's how you do it. That's the repeatable part of it. I don't know. I think when we talked about what is art and creativity and stuff like that on one of the other streams, I don't know. I don't know if it's just, I think it can be structured in some places and it could be free flowing in others. I have to remember that when I'm doing, I think that's something I was going to mention to you too, Sage, was like, it's okay when, or I think that you talked about with what you're setting up for your streams and everything and all of the stuff that you want to do, is that this is a free flowing process. I get the privilege to be able to share it with everybody and show kind of the things that I'm doing and working on and stuff like that. Like that's, the honor is mine in that space. But in that same respect, if I get on a stream one day and I'm just like not feeling the illustrations or something like that, then I need to figure out a way to pivot and do something else that partially recharges those creative aspects and stuff like that, and being free flowing or free form, like and being like, oh, we'll see if we can get a guest on to talk to today, and then talk and do different things like that. Like that feels more interesting and fun in that way. Like you don't, as much as like having, being like, oh, we're going to work on book 3 for the next 2 months or 3 months, and every stream will be dedicated to that, and by the end of that we will have a product. It's like, that's nice, but I think the actual creative process is a little bit more messy and not as rigid as that. So I don't know, it's good to have goals though. I'm stealing Sage's catchphrase, I don't know. I'm just enjoying doing what I'm doing, so we'll see. We'll see what comes out of it. I think I want my mouse to turn back on because it's not working. Hello? Okay. What is this mouse? This is I'm not wildly impressed by the Steel Series mouse sets. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they lose connection and stuff too easily. Not wildly impressed. What I think I want to do. I want this one. How did I do? Did not. Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing wrong? Clicking this. There we go. I was like, why is that being weird? Yeah, I think we need that here too. I think that was a 2. There we go. That's a little bit more graphic style like I wanted. Okay. I don't want to rely too much on the gradients for things. Okay, so that feels better. Let's see. There's something else on this page. There it is. How's it going for you today, Sonny? You working hard today? How was your weekend, by the way? Ooh, I don't know what I did there. That's not what We've had quite the rush. Interesting. I wonder why. Weekend was okay. Busy and slow in Star Citizen. Was there a new game that came out too? Maybe that's why, because everybody was over there playing something different this weekend. I feel like there was, like Call of Duty or... Oh, no, was it Battlefield? Battlefield that came out? Oops, that's not what I wanted. Physics came out already. I thought it was this week or something. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it had something to do with that, but I don't know. Besides Halloween and stuff like that, I don't think there was anything else crazy going on. I don't know. But you're having it's busy today, or was it busy this weekend at the restaurant? Let's see. Do I want that dark of a line? I don't think so. Drop that down a little bit. Let's go 85. Come on, let go. Okay, we gotta make some changes to things because that's driving me crazy. Trim. So I can't. Got to do some creative cutting here. And then readjust everything. Oop, that was wrong. Come on, you can do it. Need to do the same thing here. What I can do is, this does not have to have a gradient on it. This can just be a solid color. For now. We can mess with that in a minute. Somebody here? I don't know if it's like this for anybody else, but my house, being on a weird, like there's a cross street right up the street, but I don't know if it's the height of my house compared to everybody else's or what, but there's a weird like nexus of sound where we live, where if like the neighbors or something to get out of their car or do something, or like even somebody up the street, we can hear everything. It's so weird. And it sounds like they're in our front yard. It's so weird. Call it the nexus of sound. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. There we go. Now I can click off of it and it won't do all the crazy stuff now. Okay. I want to go back up to 90 for that. 90, maybe 95. 5. It's like people getting in and out of their cars. It sounds like they're parked in front of the house and they're not anywhere close. There we go. Okay, so now we can mess with that gradient a little bit. I think that'll work. Why did you do that? 50% already. Okay, cool. Let's do 90. I don't know if that works or not. I don't like that. Definitely don't want to be white though. It would be brighter on the bottom than it would be on the top. Maybe I just did it wrong. Brighter on the bottom. Be reversed. That's what we need. let's go 70% there. We just do right there. Little window, little portal into the world. Gotta give it that vibes. We want our secondary character to be a little bit highlighted here. Go ahead and we'll save that. Let's see. No, export for screen back. Okay. Export. Okay, here we go. Temporary. Yes, we want to replace that one. Okie dokie. With the layout, let's move that over one. Let's get rid of that. Good. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna put those back behind there. Fine. I'm gonna add I'm gonna try to combine these somehow. I want to update this one too. Change it out. Because these two pages are going to be together like this. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. Open it. And find out. Okay, cool. Save that. Let's just go ahead and update that as well. Since we're right here. Better sentence. Please, okay. So now if I was smart, what I would do is instead of taking these layout pages and embedding each of these pieces in. So like, see how this has this big blue X through it? So if I change something on that file in that 18, Illustrator should update the preview of that in here. I keep embedding the file because if for some reason you change the name of something that is not embedded, it will lose track of it, and then you'll have to go find it and reattach it and do all that stuff. So I never leave my files like this. I always go through and embed every image that I put into it because it just makes it so it works out easier, better. I don't tend to break and lose things as often that way. But there is a way that you can work and have all of the imagery update all on its own without having to do it manually like I'm doing it. Okay, so we gotta figure out how to combine these. Because I want this. Maybe if I pull as hard as I can. This is what it looked like before. I don't have a ton of room to work with unless I move our character around a little bit. Which is definitely a possibility. Select all. Maybe something like that. We'll put this down. Okay, so we have him saying, I'm not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to open it and find out. Maybe it's not an aha, found it. Maybe, like, I could just leave it as maybe if I pull as hard as. Like, that's a possibility. Just cut this completely out. I guess we don't technically need to find a location. He just makes the decision to force it open. There has to be a way to open it and find out. I don't want to. Okay, so I've got a problem here. So one of the things you want to watch out for when you're writing any type of, it doesn't matter what it is repeating the same thing over and over again. And they usually have to do creative rewrites to either say something that is similar but not the same word. So we have this is our spread here, our 2-page spread, our left and our right side. And they both have the word open in it. There has to be a way to open it and find out. Maybe if I pull as hard as I can, it will open. So like we've repeated this, and that's generally not okay. Well, I wouldn't say not okay, but you don't want to, it just sounds funky, right? It's like somebody walking around being like, open, 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 open. It just kind of like it catches in your brain. You're like, oh, that's weird. Why would you do that? So you want to be conscious of your repetitives, or your wording repeats. There's gotta be a way to. So like you could say, but there's got to be a way to get inside and find out. Like that's a different, you're expressing the need to wanting to open it, but you're saying it in a different way, right? So you can keep your lines here how you want, but you have to adjust, be like, okay, I've used the word open here, so I can't use the word open here. What is another way to say open that is not the word open, right? So then that's how you restructure your sentence to fit that a little bit. Or sometimes it's a direct, like there's another word for this that you can just swap in, and then it sounds a little bit different, especially with the flow and everything. So sometimes when I get stuck on this, I'll be like, I'll just do Google searches. Different. Wow, I can't spell today. Different words for open. Let's see what it says. Ajar. Unfastened, unsealed, unbarred, accessible, free, unrestricted, vacant. Different types of uncover, expose, reveal, start, begin, commence, clear, unblock, clog, unfold, unfurl. I'm not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to unfurl it and find out. Yeah, see, that's too old-timey. Bust, rupture, split. Yeah, so I don't know about that one. So, like I said, sometimes you can get direct swap outs, but other times you have to be a little bit more creative with it. Woo, excuse me. Like I said, weekend was a long one. I'm still a little tired. Maybe if I pull as hard as I can, it will open. I feel like that one has to stay. The other one might need to change. I'm not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to let's change our search up. Let's see. Unbar, unbolt, unlatch, unlock, unseal, unfasten. A lot of unwords. Unlid, uncork, unwrap, uncap, pop, peel, unfasten, unclose, unfold, unfurl, spread, reveal, disclose, no. Pierce, puncture, bust, split, cut, unblock, clear, release. Like you could say, maybe if I pull as hard as I can, it will come loose. That would be another way to do that. I don't know. I don't know, it's not giving me a lot of... I can look at the synonyms. Webster. Could change. Not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be. Maybe it's a. I don't know what's in this box, but maybe there's a way to. I think a joke. Unbutton it. No. Unfasten it. Unlatch it. Clasp it. Unbutton would be funny. Clear, free, smooth, unstop, facilitate, unplug, unclog, Close, stop, block. Damn, interfere, no. Expand, extend, unfold, spread out, no. Plug, no. Insert, commit, no, those are way off. Not sure what's inside the box, but there has to be a way to get whatever's inside out. Has to be a way to no, because I want him to this page definitely has to be structured around the idea of him wanting to get into it, because like he did all of this stuff of looking around it. I think this part is him coming to the conclusion that he needs to get the thing, that there's something inside of it and he needs to get it out. So that's why we have set up him thinking about it and then him doing the action. Not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to okay, so looked up Merriam-Webster, looked through all of those things. The other option that I go to sometimes, where's my sentence at? I'm not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to So I feel like these are the creative ways you can use GPT. It's like, okay, so I've gone through, or using ChatGPT, I've gone through and I've looked up different synonyms and things like that to try to figure out how to complete this sentence or change part of it. So I've done my due diligence on that. So now I just need permutations of what this is. So I'm going to ask GPT to create a list of ways to finish this sentence. And I typed in, I'm not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to ... So I'm hopefully it's going to come up with a creative way of finishing this, and it's going to give me like multiple options. So then I can look through them and judge which ones are good, which ones are bad, and maybe even combine stuff, or maybe it will spark an idea of how I can rewrite it myself and make it sound better. So I feel like that's the case scenario for some of these things, is like, okay, I have the basis, but I need to know what the permutations are, because that's what, that's the thing is, I think like some of this learning model stuff is like, it's not good for final product, but it can give you variations of stuff based off of since it's based off of other people's writings and stuff like that. Like it will sift through the data and give you common ways that this sentence ends, or creative ways that this sentence can be finished or structured in different ways. So and then you can refine your search based on whether or not it does a good job or a shitty job. Really depends. Okay, so let's see if any of these work. And sometimes when I do these and I start reading through these, I'm like, nope, this is shit. Whatever I tried to put in here is garbage. I'm not using any of this stuff. Okay, so sentences, I'm not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to opening it without triggering anything dangerous. Nope. Has to be a way to find out without getting caught. No. Crack it before time runs out. No. Get it open. There's always a weak spot. No. Figure it out using what I've got. It's not bad. It's terrible still though. Unlock it. No, it's not unlock. See what's inside of it. No. Get through whatever. No. It's, I don't know why so it gave me 20 options, but it's picking up on other weird stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's see. That list was garbage. It came up with some weird options. Okay. Try it again. Not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to open it without breaking anything. I thought about that one early on and making him think of like tools, but I was like, I don't like that idea. Without, let's see, sentence, I'm not sure. Has to be a way to figure out what it's hiding. No. See inside without touching it. No, same idea. So this is the thing. So it's going to try to repeat similar ideas to the last prompt, but that's where I bogged down on any of these models that they have, because it can't actually think and it just repeats the same stuff, just barely different. Like this is the same list of 20, but it's going to be slightly altered. So if I ask it, okay, this is an okay list of 20, make me another list of 20, it's going to give me the same list of 20, but slightly different. But the sentences are going to be in the same spot. Like the first one's going to be talking about breaking, but in a different fashion. The second one's going to be about hiding. The third one's going to be about without touching it. It's just going to be the same exact list, but slightly different. So that's where I feel like some of this doesn't work, is because it actually can't come up with more ideas or new things. It just is going to keep repeating the same stuff over and over again. Crack it using a little creative. Unlock it. Yeah, see, we're doing the same thing. Get it open one way or another. No. Discover what's inside safely. Not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to open it. and discover what's inside safely. But I have a clue on the inside? No. Use logic? No. Get answers without making a mess? No. Take a peek without getting in trouble? No. Unseal it, no matter what's? No. Not with anyone? No. Open it and finally know the truth? No. Figure out the secret? No. Get to the bottom of this mystery? No, it's not a mystery. We can harken back to our surprise. Has to be a way to open. Has to be a way to see. No, because we want something that has to do with opening it. Has to be a way to get to the surprise on the inside? No. I want it to be something about opening. Crack the code? No. Find the right tool? No. Open it carefully? No. Solve it like a puzzle? Not a puzzle. Yeah, that list is unhelpful in any way. Just gonna delete that one. Let's see. Create a list of different ways to say open it. See if that does anything, because that was our Google search. We'll see if it comes up with anything slightly different. Unlock, unseal, uncover, access. Now, so this is just pulling the wiki article, or not the wiki, but the Webster's stuff. Open it now. No, we don't want it. Not about urgency. There has to be a way to crack it, pop it open, no, peel it, reveal, no, peel it, break the seal, no, release it, set it free, no. Supposed to awaken it, that's way different, no. That's why I'm not sure which. Should I change this page? I think I want to get rid of haha found it. I'm not sure what's inside this box, but there has to be a way to open it and find out. So maybe this one has to stay. Maybe that one has to stay. The other thing we can do is we can ask it for variations of different things, like variations of that sentence in and of itself. I prefer to have it making me lists of things so that I can see the different combinations. Like it's giving me 2 to 3 word combos that I can play with myself. I prefer that, because then as much as it's doing part of the search stuff for me, it's not creating it for me. It's just giving me the building blocks, I feel like. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I feel like it doesn't quite understand what I want it to do. Might have to rewrite the sentence completely. Maybe that's my problem, is I'm looking at it wrong. I don't know if so there's also an option that kids books do where they announce what they're doing. That always seems kind of weird. Like they're like, all right, time to go. Or, that's kind of like kids show style. We're on an adventure, I always think of I always go back to Dora and those type of things. Do you see whatever she does? I don't think I want to do. I haven't done any kind of those type of announcements in either of the other two books. I don't think. That definitely does not feel like my style. I think it was something. What page is that? 11? Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. I'm getting inspiration on other things. Come on, brain, think. Oh, you just had it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. I might have to change this page around a little bit. This is the creative rewrite, so I'm trying to get 18 done or started so that I can come back and start working on some of these creative rewrites here. But I'm kind of doing a little bit of them now. So I'm changing this to not have double periods. That does not help. Weird, my people usually let me play in boxes, but this one is all closed up. I feel like I've seen one like this before, but I can't remember where. I like that much better than it smells funny. So if you've read through book 1, Buttons shows up in a box that looks just like this. That's where I was like, oh, I could make a reference back to book 1. For anybody who hasn't. I'll have to have Mrs. Talk come through and do the edits on this. Because I know that's definitely probably wrong. Or I've missed something. Where do I have? This is also the dangerous parts of doing rewrites on the fly, is that I have to double check the spelling too now. Wait, did I miss? Are we in ad break? Did I miss one? Did I totally miss that one, Sunny? Did it not pop up on my... It did not show me that one. Oh, you son of a gun. Poop. Oh, well. Looks like I've missed that one? Huh. Okay, well, that's a thing. Well, that's the end of our stream. Yup. Damn. I see that because it's showing me, but it didn't do my... That's really weird. It didn't bring up my thing for it. For my Firebot. It's still activated. Huh. I'll have to double check that. Maybe I'm just silly and I missed it completely. Well, let's check in on our assistant cam real quick. Aw, he's just hanging out since we didn't get to do that on our break here. Since I missed that. And just chilling. 19-year-old man just sleeping away. That's okay. We'll check the outside cam, see if Sora's out there. She's not there right now. She's out running around doing her things. That's okay. But let's go ahead. I've got a lot of stuff to do as far as looking at things I've changed and updated and get that wrapped around for the day and stuff like that. I'll have to do my log work for that afterwards and stuff as well. But I do have to wrap up for the day because I do have to go pick up daughter here in a little bit. So gotta make sure this all runs. Everything else still runs smoothly, even if I miss the ad breaks and not paying attention. That's okay. That's fine. Let me check to see if there is who's on to raid. I did follow some new people. Hey, Uncle Thor is on. What's Uncle Thor doing? Is he running around doing Destiny things? Did he ever get his microphone fixed? Do we know? Let me bring up his Twitch stream real quick and see what he's doing. I don't know if he ever got his audio fixed. Broken mic. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, it still has the broken mic on there. Well, poops. I would definitely go raid Uncle Thor, but we can't hear him, so that's sad. Well, that's poopy. Okay, well, that's all right. We will have to keep an eye on that later and stuff. Oh, thank you, Dreamer, for coming in and dropping off your your points for Patch. I appreciate that. We can switch over to him. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, he woke up. Oh, he heard we were talking about you, and he's just like, oh, Mom, I gotta get up for her. Nope, just reorienting and then going right back to sleep. And he, yep, there it is. Bam. How about that? Drive-by point drop. Perfect. I'll see you later. Bye. So we're going to roll up our stream for the day right here. Thank you, Sunny, for coming by and hanging out. Thank you, Dreamer, for doing a drive-by. I mean, not that kind of drive-by, but anyway, you know what I mean. Thanks, Sage, for coming by and talking for a little bit. Thank you, Ghost Asperilla, for watching in the background and lurking for a little bit. Thank you, B-Shack, for coming by and calling me Stinky for a little bit. I appreciate it. I'm not stinky. I take showers every day. I try to. I'm not that stinky. Patch is a little stinky, but that's to be expected. He's an old man. But we'll roll up our stream for the day here, and then we will be back on Wednesday for another art stream. Keep working on different things. Hopefully progress some more, get this book closer to a finished state, especially for the pages here in the middle, and then we can start working on the cover and stuff like that. So definitely come back by and say hi in stream on Wednesday. We will also be on, we have all of our stuff this week. I should be here for all 3 streams. If you are a fan of our Dungeon Protocol streams, I will be here on Saturday for our Dungeon Protocols stream. So definitely check out that channel. It has YouTube channel. We have Twitch channel. Definitely check those out if you like to watch Destiny content. That's what we mostly play on there. I say mostly. That is all I play on there when I stream at the moment. Might change at some point, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then Sundays, we should be on for episode 20 of 500 Little Things, which is a podcast with me and Dreamer, which is Mrs. Tahoe, who was just in here. Yeah, we should be back for that. That should be our big episode 20. So definitely come by and check that one out. We're going to do something fun for that one, because it's our number 20. So, but yeah. Have a wonderful afternoon. Don't strain yourself too much on this Monday. Lots of the week left, so take it easy. Don't push yourself too far yet. Spread it out over the week. Try your best. Take care of yourselves. Have a good day. Bye, everybody. Bye, Sunny.